Hello everyone, my name is Lian, Sfuka, and I come from Latvia. And at the moment, Saudi is my home. I have come here to be together with my husband and my children because my husband got a job offer here. And at first I just followed as a wife, but now I'm also a teacher. And so I teach some Saudi kids and some other nationalities. And I'm a wife and I'm a mom and I'm a friend to some Saudis and some non-Saudis.
Hi everyone, my name is Tamer. I'm Jordanian. So I met Lian, my beautiful wife, at home. So I was that lucky to meet her at home. And my story is really short. So I wake up, I saw her, she fell in love, and we got married. But she has a longer version, we need hours to tell you about.
So long. Seriously, I saw him, I liked him, he saw me, he liked me, apparently. And then, yeah, we just clicked. It was in the air, really. It wasn't always easy, it wasn't easy to get to the wedding part and all that, but here we are in Saudi Arabia.
In general, we have now our community, our friends, we like it over here. And actually, the things you do over here, you feel connected to the country. Recently, I did 10K marathon, and it was a great achievement. Even the kids went with me, we felt good. I love to do things with my kids. We build things together, we build together the climbing walls, we build a table, some workshops, something like this together. It's cool. It's hard, but at the same time, you feel more connected to your kids.
When we decided coming to Saudi, my husband came first to find the apartment, to find a car and all that. And we were in Jordan because my husband is from Jordan. And we were waiting for him to tell us, oh, everything is ready, come over and we can start our lives. But then Corona started, and everything changed. Saudi closed the borders and my husband couldn't come to Jordan and we couldn't come to Saudi. And I was pregnant at that time. And Saudi wouldn't open the borders for a very long time. So I went back to Latvia. I gave birth to our second child over there, all alone, without my husband. And we were just desperately waiting for my husband to come and get us and rescue us. The very first week when we had just gotten here, to be honest, I felt like a tiny little insect, in a gigantic forest, let's say. Nobody knows me. Nobody has any idea of who I am, that I'm even here. And it just felt like, what am I doing here? And I just felt so lost. The only person I knew was my husband and my two little boys. I was like, what am I doing here? Because it was so huge, because I come from a country that only has 2 million people in the whole country. But just Riyadh has, what is it now, 9-10 million people just in one city. So it's just so huge and so fast, the traffic was gigantic and all the lanes and all the cars and all the stores, and it was just overwhelming. So for me as a Latvian, it was just like, what is this place? Step by step, we started learning about the culture, about the people. And what it really made a difference was just getting outside of the house and going for walks, in my case. So I would go for walks with my boys. We would go to the park or just around the neighborhood. And that really made a difference because that's when we met the first people of Saudi Arabia. But when you're walking, you can actually meet the people. And that's how I got my first job, just by being on the street. That's how I got my first Saudi friends, just by being on the street. I was at the park with my 2 boys, and a Saudi lady with full niqab was there with her 2 children, comes to me, like, what do you want from me, you know? And she's like, oh, could you please come to my home and teach some English to my daughter? I was like, okay, yalla, why not? Let's give it a try. So, and she put me in her big car. At that time, I was like, why in the world do Saudis have these huge cars? But it was interesting to see how it is inside the big car. And we got to her home, and that's when I saw her without the niqab. And it was so beautiful, you know, to see the person who was just all black on the street. She's actually this beautiful person, this beautiful woman, this mother of 2 kids who just wants her daughter to study English. And it was a beginning of a very nice cooperation. At first I taught the daughter, and then I also taught the mother. So 3 times a week, she would send her driver to my home. She would get me and my boys to her home, and that's how I got my first job offer. So that was really nice. When you go to a new country, you have to be ready to make a step. At the beginning, it just seems so huge and impossible. Like, nobody knows me and all that. But actually, you just have to take one step at a time, you know? Make the decision to leave the house, to go to the store, to just to meet new people. Be brave enough to talk to the people. Traveling around Saudi Arabia has been a bit difficult because we have 2 little boys, and they're not the most patient drivers, as you can imagine, especially the youngest one. But we went to Jordan twice by car, so we crossed pretty much a half of the country. So we saw a lot of desert on the way, a lot of highway, a lot of dust and smoke and all that. So we've done that, and we've traveled around Riyadh mostly. We've been to a few kind of deserty places that are by the borders of Riyadh. We have seen that, but we are looking forward to seeing more and more. I really hope now when the boys are a bit bigger, inshallah, they'll give us more mercy to travel farther and see a bit more. And you know, when you're in a place where the people are proud of who they are, it makes you feel proud of, oh, I'm in Saudi Arabia, you know, it's something special. So we really like that. Saudi definitely, and especially Riyadh, has lots of unique events and places, and especially because it's so fresh, so new. They just started doing this. So that's what I knew, that, you know, there are no concerts, no events and all that, but you come here and it's like spectacular. And of course, one of the brightest impressions has been Boulevard World and Boulevard City, that we've been very happy to see. And also when we had our first visitors from abroad, that's where we wanted to take them. Just look at it, because it's so magnificent. It's huge, it's dynamic, it's colorful, it's everything, you know. The kids have something to do there, the adults have something to wonder about. It's definitely a place for everybody to go to, so we really like that. Being a full-time mom and a full-time teacher, I don't really have too much time for hobbies, but if I do have a little moment for myself, I do love to go for a walk just around the neighborhood or in a park, just by myself, slowly and peacefully walk around. Sometimes I like reading a book or having a picnic at the park with my friends or family, or just grabbing a cup of something with a girlfriend at a cafe nearby, or just sometimes sitting and staring out the window and do nothing at all, because after a busy day at the school, you just want some peace and silence. During this day, it started very early at 5:30 a.m. That's when I usually wake up. I get myself ready, then I wake up the boys, then we go to school. The school has, we have to be at the school at 7 a.m., so that's quite early. But yeah, me and the youngest, my both boys go there, and I teach one class, and my boys are in different classes. So we spend some good 8 hours at the school. And then at the end of the day, we relax a little bit. My kids like to play with other kids. And then we usually go home, and my boys are always hungry right after the school, so I feed them. And then we just try to spend some relaxed time together, just, boys and mommy time as much as possible. We sometimes read some books or play some games, or they like to swing in their hammock, climb on their rock wall. Today we had the great chance of going to Boulevard World, which is something like a fairy tale to my kids, and I believe to many other kids. So we were really, really happy to go over there, walk around, play some games, win some prizes. I believe it's the best thing that you can have at the end of the day is when you have the fireworks, just celebrating that you made it, you made this day. It started early, there was a lot of work, but ta-da, let's celebrate. You survived it, you did it. So yeah, that's my day. I wish I could end every day with fireworks, that would be nice. One of the most important things living abroad is to feel at home in all the possible ways, at your home, with your family, with your friends, with the people around you. And in my case, I believe one of the most important things was to make your home feel like a little version of your country. That was very important to me. So I have brought some things from Latvia, some paintings, some decorations, some little items that remind me of Latvia. And Latvia has beautiful nature. It's very green. We have lots of rivers and forests and meadows and flowers and all that. But we're very proud of our little country. We have our own language, we have our own alphabet and everything. And I'm proudly passing this language to my sons as well, and I'm very happy that they speak Latvian already. And I've been very blessed to have some other Latvians in Riyadh as well, and it's been quite miraculous how I've found them. And just to have somebody to talk your language to, Of course, every day you speak English or Arabic, but it's so important, so crucial to have your native language somewhere around you. So find people who talk your language, who understand your mentality.
For me, I speak to the kids in Arabic. She speaks Latvian, and they picked up the English from the school. And it's challenging because like sometimes we speak 3 languages on the same tip, but at the end, I feel like they have to speak Arabic.
And they have to speak Latvian.
Yeah, so there is no choice.
Yeah. The English part was, they could choose that, but Latvian and Arabic was a must.
Yeah.
And it seems that he's proud of it, whenever he meets new people, he tells them, I speak 3 languages, and then it's just so nice to hear that we've done something good, I guess. Yeah. Saudi surprised me by the variety of different food that you can get over here. You get pretty much everything. You want American food, there it is. Italian, Vietnamese, Russian, whatever. It's all here, and such diversity. It's incredible. So you can find everything. So it's not that you go and eat Saudi food all the time, right? Because you have so many different options. But of course, you want to try the Saudi food as well. And what I do like is their lamb, how they cook their lamb, that they make it so soft and so tender. And I discovered that you can eat lamb with honey only here in Saudi, and that was something very strange to me when I first heard about it. Lamb and honey, how does that work together? But when you tried it, I was like, let's do it again. So that was my favorite thing. And of course, the dates are wonderful, and all the date cookies and all that. That's nice. The best thing about Saudi Arabia is that they're brave. They are brave enough to change. Sveiki, mani mīļie latvieši! Man ir liels prieks jūs uzrunāt latviešu valodā, un tik forši, ka daudzi nemaz nesaprot, ko mēs sakām, vai ne? Jā. Man liekas, ka mēs esam ļoti drosmīgi cilvēki, ka mēs uzdrošināmies dzīvot Saudarābijā, lai mums visiem pietiek spēka, un mēs varam turpināt godam nest Latvijas vārdu šeit un citur pasaulē.